So once you've purchased your freeze-dried product, one of the most important parts to ensure that it actually maintains its 25-year shelf life is that you actually store it correctly. Fortunately, we do most of the work for you already. These packets typically are high barrier, long-lasting, thick metal laminated pouches. What these tend to do is to keep out moisture and they keep out oxygen. Moisture and oxygen are the enemies of freeze-dried food. Because we make the food so dry, it's incredibly hygroscopic, meaning it wants to pull the moisture that it lost back into it. And in addition to using a high barrier package, we also use, you'll find some of these are oxygen absorbers. These, when they're in the packet, they actually pull out the residual oxygen that may be in the packet at the time of sealing it, so that no oxygen can react. And the moisture that is in there is so low that it actually does allow for 25 years shelf life. If for whatever reason you should open one of these packets and you observe a strong chemical smell, or you have that sour taste, that would be a sign that oxygen got into the packet. The only way that oxygen can get into these packets is if the packets have been damaged in any way. So on purchase, please do observe that the seals are intact, that none of the side walls have been punctured with little holes or anything. They are very strong, they're very robust. They don't need to be refrigerated, they can be stored in a cupboard. It's recommended that you keep them out of direct sunlight. Normal room temperature is fine. They can be stored in your garage or in your basement. One thing that you would need to be aware of is that even though the packaging is nice and thick, it may be that rodents or other pests may try go for it. So normal food safety precautions, as you would with any other food, is what you would need to exercise. That these meals are 25 years doesn't mean that you set and forget. What would be highly recommended is that you observe each meal has a batch date on it, a best by date, and that you start to implement a rotational storage basis. Those products that you buy in first, you store at the back, and as you start to bring in new products, you rotate, but the oldest ones are always up front. You're encouraged to actually consume the products, to understand how to rehydrate them, how they taste, so that when you do need them, you have the experience, you understand how they rehydrate, how they taste, and so on and so forth.